And that night, when I gave my heart, that's what God did for me. Is He took all the junk, all the things I didn't feel important, all the names that people gave me, everything I felt as an 11-year-old girl, and took them all away. But along the way, just like now that I'm 35, I still have those moments, is that I'm still reminded every day that when I'm in God's Word or talk to people or listen to music, that God is always, every time that I make a mistake, tell Him I'm sorry, that He's still always there, brushing still the stuff in my life that makes me not perfect. And when you're grooming a horse, this is a hard brush, and this hard brush, you can use it on their neck, their chest, their legs, and you don't want to use it on their face because it's kind of prickly. And then the last brush is called a soft brush, and this brush, what it does is that when I became a Christian, is that, and God does this and He takes all that stuff away, is that it just kind of puts that final shine on my life. That He takes me from where I brought myself from a really dirty spot in life to making me clean. And the one thing you have to do with horses is they always have to have a pretty name, right? Because none of you guys can go out, need a girl with her hair not done. So I'm just going to comb her mane up here a little bit. And the one thing that I've learned through all of my little journeys, and you'll hear some more in the next step I'm going to do, is that, knowing who Jesus is and having in my heart, that doesn't mean that life is always peachy keen, or the road is always smooth, but if I remain constant, He's always good. Okay, so I'll show you the beginning of me and the end of me. So this is how I was when I was 11, and when I got to know Jesus, that's the difference that happened. So, while I taught Camille, can you brush her side up real quick? While Camille finishes grooming her for my next step of being a groom, maybe she likes to look at Jimmy, I guess.
Why would she?
Is that throughout my life too, that I learned now that I'm 35 years old, is that my life was going pretty cool. I worked out here at camp since I was 19, did a horse program, did trail rides, taught ride lessons. I used to show horses. Thought my life was really cool. And I kept wanting more. Do you guys ever want more? Like at Christmas time? You want more and more? That's what I wanted. And how many times do you girls, if you ask for something at Christmas time, do you get it? How many of you guys get all your gifts? Every gift on your list. She said she does. So does Summer. Do you guys get every gift on your list? No. You ever get really bummed out that you don't get it? But do you feel okay the next day, kind of? Well, I wanted more. I started looking at other camps and other, people's horse arenas and barns, and I'd be like, you know what, I would love to have white fences. I would love to have this. I'd like to have indoor. And I kept praying to God, saying, God, give it to me. Can I just have it? And it never would happen. And the more that I wanted it, can you guys guess what happened? What happened? You don't know? I never got it. And I never found out why, actually, until Rochelle called me. And what happened to me is that about, 3 years ago, I just had another birthday on June 6th. And my birthday was actually my 3rd year of being a cancer survivor of stage 3 breast cancer. And for women my age to get it, I would stand in a number of 200. That's how rare it is for someone to get it. And the night that I moved out was, I think in May, somewhere in there. And I got a phone call at Friday, 5:30 or 6:30 on a Friday night, and I was all ready to go up. And the doctor called and said, "You have cancer." And no, so I got told. And I was reading a book that talked about just trials in your life, and about how when you have a trial, that God should always be in your life, and that you should remain in His Word. And I walked outside, and I stood by this huge tree in our front yard, and I went and I told them, I said, "You guys have heard of a roller coaster or on a ride? What do rides at the fair do to you, besides make you sick? They throw you all around in the cart." Yeah. I told God that, that I was going to hold on to the roller coaster, and that whatever happened to me with my cancer, that I was going to try to do something to glorify Him. Are we all ready? Are we done? Okay. So you can hold her again. And I'm sorry that she's way over here, but she feels comfortable. So during my journey, what ended up happening to me is I had hair that was about down into here. So this is about, if you ever lose your hair, this is about 3 years of hair growth. I did, let's see, I had a double mastectomy, which means being, a girl, I don't have any breasts. But that doesn't make me who I am. I had some lymph nodes removed, and what those do is they kind of move the water through your system. And then I had another surgery in there that I can't have kids because my cancer was so bad. And the one thing with my cancer is I only had a 25% chance of living. So it's kind of even, it is a miracle that I'm here and not in the ground. In between there, that 11-year-old girl that I was telling you about in the knots in her life, I saw her one day again, 3 years ago. I did 6 rounds of chemotherapy. Not fun stuff. Do you guys ever have a really bad flu? And you feel really yucky? I had a flu so bad that I couldn't get off the bathroom floor. But what happened to me is that I got up, I had all my hair shaved off. And I donated my hair because I figured that some little girl, maybe like you guys, might have been born that probably never would have beautiful hair. And I thought, I'm going to give my hair up so she could start school and not have anybody call her names like I was called. Because I was like a nerd. I really was. And so that night, when that little 11-year-old girl showed up, was the night that all of my hair fell out. I had no eyebrows, I had no eyelashes. And I told my husband, I told my family, I said, not walking out the front door, not walking out the front door, because I was scared again. And when you're scared, if you guys ever are scared, you don't want to do anything. You probably just want to stay in your bedroom and maybe find your book and just find something that makes you happy. Well, what I had to do is I had to dig down deep again too and tell someone to get off my shoulder that I was worth something. Do you guys know who that was? Who values me more than anybody? More than my mom and dad. Jesus did. So what I did is I started, during that too, Pastor Jim, who's my pastor in my church, called me up and said, "Hey Rachel, can you be a youth group leader?" And I said, "Oh, I don't think so." And he was like, "Why not?" And I said, "Because you know what, I'm going through chemo, I don't know how to feel." I was really scared that kids like you guys would in the grocery store, because this happened to me, they'd get a grocery store and they'd go, and they'd look at it. And so what I ended up doing is I was reading a book, again, that talked about value, and so what I had to do was stick my nose into this book. Do you guys know what this book is? What is it? The Bible, to figure out again how Jesus is going to work in my life. Do you want to switch out, or is she okay? Do you guys mind if we take a little break?
No, that's fine.
All right.